Welcome, everybody. My name is Howard Sanbol. I'm the founder and director of Lifecrafting. We work with individuals in transition and new entrepreneurs to help them find their passion and purpose in life, then make money doing what they love to do. Today, I'm excited to have with me a guest, Andrew Anderson, a colleague of mine, very intrigued with his work. He is the founder of Propel Promotions, which is a marketing agency that specializes in internet marketing, obviously a key today, really for everybody. His company is an award-winning agency, and we recently received the Golden Pyramid Award. Very impressive, Golden Pyramid Award for business-to-business marketing excellence. The other thing I just recently found out was that Andrew wrote a book entitled Andrew's Guide to Marketing Your Business Online. How to make sure your next customer finds you first. That's exciting. That's fantastic. So many people need what you're doing, Andrew. So today, Andrew's going to share with us some tips on how to make internet marketing simple. Wow, how cool is that? Okay, so let's start out with what would you say, Andrew, is a good starting point for me to market my business online? Like, what if I already have a website and I'm active in social media? Where would I go? You know, what if I don't have time to create or update my website or social media? Give us some a sense of that, of foundation maybe.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me today, Howard. It's a pleasure to talk about something I'm passionate about in the world of business and trying to help more people like yourself. You want to spend time coaching your clients and helping them, and maybe not spending as much time on your own marketing initiatives. And so what you just mentioned there, time is definitely one item that business owners struggle with, trying to find the time to do the marketing. And we have some clients that have established websites, and then the problem becomes they haven't been updated in a while. I would say, well, if I just build it, then they'll find me, they will come. Some still look like the old brochure that just mentions, here's my products and services. And that's a great start, and it's better than nothing, but certainly there's opportunities to expand and tell some more stories about your business.
Yeah, that's fantastic, Andrew. Well, I'm gonna just ask you, like, I'm gonna use myself as an example here, because I think that's really the best thing. So let's say I have a presence on social media, and I have some powerful materials online, content online. Been writing for years and years. I have webinars and such. But the real challenge is getting visibility, getting traffic to my key pages, and most importantly, targeted traffic, the traffic that I really want to get there, what my ideal client is. And of course, a lot of people are in that situation. Can you maybe say a little bit about that? Like, what's the best approach for people to take in that situation?
Sure, that's a great question, Howard. And I see that one play out regularly too. What should I do? What am I doing well? What could I improve on? And really, one of the best things is to continue to keep your content fresh. So one items that I recommend, and I see that your website has a blog and others do as well, but just updating that regularly with success stories. Who are you helping? How have you helped them? So many times we're talking on the phone with our client businesses or visiting face-to-face, and they tell us these amazing stories about saving time or money. And what I want to encourage them to do is put that in writing. It's often hard to get a client to give you a review or testimonial. If you can, that's great. But if you can't, then I feel it's up to you to tell that story to your other clients so that they can understand, because they can probably relate to that same situation.
Yeah, Andrew, that is right on the mark. You know, I find so often in my business that when I tell stories or share testimonials with people, my God, it impacts people tremendously. It's inspiring, and it grabs people emotionally, and it builds trust and credibility like immediately. Sometimes it takes the place like of hours of talking, you know, and giving details about the nature of your service or your product. So yes, stories, videos, testimonials, current things that you're excited about, that you're working on, things that are very, very real in present time are really good. What would you say to somebody asking about getting the qualified traffic, the people in the niche that you really mostly want to reach? What's your approach to that sort of thing? Do you recommend, paid advertising that's very focused and precise, or do you have some more organic method? What do you recommend there?
Yeah, that's a great question too. And recently this year, we saw some changes within the Facebook algorithm that's really affecting a lot of our Facebook pages. And of course, that's a method that most of us use to reach and it's an extension of our blog to reach our customers. So that I don't think it's going to go away, but the way that interacting with customers on social needs to change, where we need some more interactivity and opportunities to share questions and answers. And then that's definitely a great organic approach to have. And certainly a little bit of paid advertising helps as well. You need to boost your posts on Facebook. And we do help clients also with some Google pay-per-click ads. And those are definitely interesting because you can look at specific demographics and regional areas in which to spend and reach potential clients that match maybe your existing demographics that you serve.
Yeah. Now, do you work with LinkedIn at all?
I personally like LinkedIn. I'm on the pro finder staff, so I can look for new clients that way. But it's also a great place to not only build your collection of potential referrals, but also to be active in groups. And that's a big tip, I think, for a lot of specialty providers that look for niches. Answer some of those questions in groups. There's plenty of different groups out there, groups based in regions or interests, things that might be related to problems that you overcome. And those
I'm guessing that Sales Navigator also is a big thing. I know that I've used Sales Navigator to hone in on a particular demographic or a particular segment. And then once you do that, of course, it's always relationship building. It's always the outreach, the making connections, and then the people who respond to you that are first level contacts, then build relationships, interact, set up appointments. Get on the phone or Skype or whatever, just get to know people, build connections, and that's a big key. So for people who are like a little bit stuck or a little bit maybe lacking confidence to putting themselves out there, that's a big important key that I think people need to recognize. To have a successful business, you need to build a confidence and build a core group of followers, a core group of supporters that are behind you, that believe in you, that can speak, very positively about your product or service, and build on that, then just build on that. So
absolutely. That's a great point. I think LinkedIn is awesome to use as a tool for that. There's a little principle that I've used called VCP, and I've heard several business consultants use it as well. And simply put, it's visibility brings credibility, which leads to profitability. So if you're able to position yourself and they say, oh, I know Howard because he's a great coaching consultant and I think I need his help. Now you have the visibility, you're building credibility, and ultimately you're able to close the sale with them, which brings profitability to your business.
That's fantastic. That's right on the mark too. One thought that I have that you had mentioned to me back a ways about a Google listing. You wanted to, what is a Google listing? And how can I claim it for my business? Maybe you could say something about that.
Sure. Yeah, that's a great question. And I know there's a lot that we could talk about search engine optimization and more targeting techniques. But a simple one that every business should look for is claiming that Google business listing. And that shows up usually within those organic results for your category. And specifically, especially if you want to dominate a local market or a regional market, making sure that your city and service area are clearly defined out there. It is a free service through Google. It can take a few minutes via phone, or they'll send you a physical postcard just to verify that you are the real business. And if organizations need help with that, I can help put them in the right direction. But one key point I think to mention with that, I hear from my clients regularly that Google is calling and they are saying that my business listing won't be found. And one thing that's important there is there's a lot of agencies nationally and internationally that do those robo telecalls. So make sure that if you're going to hire a service like that, that it is a reputable agency, because I've heard of several that have paid out monthly contracts and not received results from spending the dollars.
Yeah, you got to be diligent with the details, right? You have to really go through all the steps and make sure everything is working. And, the internet and technology doesn't work with generalities. It requires precision. And if you're not that's not in your nature, you need to have somebody in your team who's really going to be good at that. One question also that has come up, directory listings. And how it relates to search engine ranking. So maybe you can say a little bit about, directory listings. How can I check to see that there aren't any errors on my business listings? Because sometimes they'll, store outdated information there. So how do we deal with that?
Yeah, that's another great question too. Let's say a business moves physical locations and has a new address, and that might even happen a couple of years ago. But it's important for that information to be matched across directories. So Google is one of the primary indexers, but then there are others that Google, Yahoo, and Bing use within their search engines that looks for a consistent name of the business, address for the business, and phone number for that business, and even the website address. And the more consistent that your information is across those directories, the more likely as it is that you're going to be positioned in those natural search results for your product or service. And so one thing I want to offer today to everyone listening to the webinar, if you want to go ahead and email me your website URL, and I will go ahead and do that scan for you so we can see if there are any errors out there that need to be completed. And if there are, we can talk about action steps to take care of that, just to help with your positioning on the internet with your correct business information.
Yeah, that's a great service, Andrew, and very generous of you to offer that to people. One of the things I want to say is that if, in today's world, if you don't have your internet marketing working, you're just not going to go very far. I mean, there are very few things today in business that you can get away with that. I mean, maybe a retail store in a small neighborhood where you rely on local, but even there, more and more local businesses are relying on internet visibility and websites and things like that, like restaurants that have their menus online and online ordering and things of that sort. So I really want to encourage everybody watching this to get in touch with Andrew. I mean, he's a wealth of knowledge about all facets of internet marketing, and every business is unique. Every business has its own quirks and its own needs. So it's really only by talking with him, to really hone in on exactly what your business needs to really make that forward leap to getting the visibility that he spoke about earlier. And that's everything. I mean, when you think about it, you increase your visibility by 10% or 20%, and all of a sudden the floodgates open and you're starting to get more customers in the door or more prospects that you can convert. Then you funnel a little bit of your increased profits back into the loop, and it just creates a cycle and a loop of just spiraling you upwards. So very much appreciate those comments. And he there are just so many different things. We have a limited time today, and Andrew has so many resources that he can share with you once you make contact with him. Do you want to maybe give your email address or your web address here so people can easily reach you?
Yeah, absolutely. And when we put the edit to the new video, I'm sure it will show up on the bottom of the screen. But Andrew at Propel, that's Propel, promos, PROMOS.com. So again, just send me an email with your website URL. Happy to provide that scan to you, and maybe some other tips as to where you're at with your internet marketing. Happy to answer questions anytime.
Good. And you offer different packages, right? So regardless where somebody might be in their business development, you're going to probably be able to match them up with a service that's going to give them what they need for where they are, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Part of that initial consultation after we go through the directory scan, if you want to dig deeper and say, why don't you take a look at what I'm doing on social or what I'm doing on my website right now and see if there's anything that you would suggest that I could improve on, happy to take a look at that and make some suggestions there. And if time is an issue, we can certainly provide a package, even an a la carte style that would help bring you up to the next level on internet marketing.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It's so great having flexibility with your product offerings, and you have a range. You're going to find that people are going to match in, to one wherever they happen to be. One thing I want to throw out to everybody watching this is that I'm personally discovering the power of joint ventures, and believe that it's a phenomenal, powerful strategy for gaining visibility. I call it leveraged influence, leveraged leadership, and leveraged influence. Because when you do a joint venture, especially in social media, you're actually opening your door to a whole other population, a whole other tribe or community, and becoming visible, very rapidly. So Andrew and I are working on some things together, collaborating with that idea in various ways. And so we welcome your inquiries with that. If you are interested in learning more about that and how that works and what that could be for you, that's another avenue we can potentially help you.
Absolutely. I love that term, leveraged influence, because I know you know people and I know people. So we put it together. We're offering more opportunities that benefit us and also our client base. So I think that's great for the future. We're going to definitely do some more of these little chats.
No matter where you are in your business level, there's going to be somebody that's a fairly good match to where you are that has that influence within another community. And by leveraging both across, you increase your, that visibility, and then you can keep doing that until you reach a higher level, then collaborate with somebody at that higher level and stair step your way up to a place where you're playing a bigger and bigger game. So, I mean, it's just phenomenal. I mean, and that's where webinars and interviews and, all the things we have at our disposal now are so amazing.
Right.
Anyway, thanks so much for taking time today, Andrew, to be with us and share your expertise. I want to encourage everybody again, watching this, just make connection with Andrew, even if you're not really sure what exactly you need right now. You may have some sense, but maybe not exactly. You don't have to have it all figured out. He will help you sort out where you are and what is going to be really appropriate and important for you. And just get started, like with anything in life, just begin, that's the place. And then from there, you're going to progress along step by step and build results and build confidence. And that's with the name of the game. I call it the confidence success spiral, building momentum as you go and learning as you go. So thanks again. And we'll be looking for comments. We're looking for questions. Anybody have anything, feel free to post them, and we'll do our very best to answer them and help you any way we can. Okay? Very good.
Thank you, Howard, and thanks, everyone. Appreciate your time and attention today.
Yes, very good, very good. And we'll be seeing you soon, Andrew, I'm sure.
You bet. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.